So today I'm going to be cooking for you the Jenkyn Biriyani. Now it only has a few sort of bits that you might recognise from biryani in as much as we've got some rice here that I'm going to be putting in and some vegetables. And I'm just going to put that to the side and just coat my prawns in all of those lovely spices. I'm also going to, in a moment, I'm going to cut because I'm going to go and get a nice hot chili from the garden. I've been growing chilies over the summer and I've got some hot Carolina Reapers out there, but I've got some slightly tamer varieties as well. So I'll be putting probably one of the tame ones, since I've got to share this with my daughter, and although she likes spice, she doesn't like spice maybe quite as much as I do. So I've now washed my hands, so I'm going to start chopping up my veg. Normally I would go quite thin on this. So I'm just going to crush these. They're now smashed up. They're all going to be going in with the onion anyway, so it doesn't matter too much. Keep the fingers out of the way. There we go. Happy with that. Just slice this up. So that's pretty much all the sort of preparation. I've got the half of this to cook or to cut up. I know this probably isn't very traditional for a biryani, but my daughter and I do like broccoli. Go, and I'm just going to take some of that and rinse it. So we're all prepared and we can start cooking. Nearly forgot about these little beauties. These are some chilies from the garden, so I'm just going to wash these and chop these up as well. Throw those in. Nice. Okay, so I'm just going to put some ghee in there, so a nice sort of solid lump of that. What we want to do is coat all of the rice in the ghee, but we also want to make sure that some of that lovely buttery ghee taste gets through into the rest of the food as well. So the first things that will be going in is the chilies and the onions and the garlic. And there's a lovely fragrance coming off the ghee already. We're just going to let the onions soften. Good. So I'm now going to put the prawns into here so that they'll cook off, and they'll also cover with all of the excess spices, so they'll be lovely and flavoursome. Oh, lovely smells coming off now. feel they're stiffening up, which is good. So I'm just going to put my rice in now. A lot of people rinse their rice and do all sorts of things like that. I've never needed to rinse rice. So now we can see the turmeric coming out and really colouring the rice there, and the rice is now absorbing all of that ghee and all of those spices, which is exactly what we want. And again, we just want to get it so that it's going a bit translucent, so that we know that the oil has been taken in. I'm going to put the peppers in now, the remainder of them anyway, just to make sure that they get a bit of bronzing. They're going to add a bit of sweetness to this. Normally, if I don't put bell peppers in or anything like that, I'll just add a little bit of sugar just to help sweeten it a bit. Okay, so I'm going to put my stock in now. And I'm also going to open my can of coconut cream. Goes in there as well. So it should be kind of swimming in now, and I'm just going to let that now go down to a simmer, and it's going to sit on there probably for about half an hour, 20 minutes, something like that. So I'll come back and check it in about 20 minutes time. Okay, so there we go, 20 minutes later, and it's really beginning to thicken up now. You can see it's actually holding its shape a little bit. Still a little bit stickier, or sorry, a little bit wetter than I would normally serve it. So I'm just going to stir it a little bit. The broccoli feels nice and cooked through as well, so happy with that. Just going to leave that probably for another 3 or 4 minutes for it to dry up a bit more, and then I'll serve it. Okay, so that has sort of become a little bit more solid, sort of stands up by itself. You can see the bottom of the pan and it kind of all just holds up. I'd normally probably try to get it a little bit drier than that, but it's beginning to look slightly overcooked, so I just want to be a bit careful, so I'm going to serve it up. Okay, so I'm just going to spoon some of this out, make sure I get some prawns. My daughter's not massively keen on prawns, so I shall be getting all of those anyway. And that's probably about enough for me. I normally need to put a bit more salt on than the regular Joe, but it's pretty good. And then I've got a little bit of coriander here just as a garnish over the top. Perfect. So this is prawn biryani a la Jenkyn. Enjoy.